Hi, I'm Grace Dawes, editor of Movement, and we're here at Move 2023 today. I'm joined by Adam Bazih, head of Stellantis Ventures. Thank you so much for joining me today, Adam. How has your Move 2023 experience been so far for you?
Yeah, well, thank you for hosting. It's been an absolutely incredible experience, and I have to say it's been above and beyond expectation. We have a booth here and just been inundated with really great startups across many different types of fields within the mobility space, and we're just utterly excited to be here. And it's been a great experience, and I've personally enjoyed it quite a bit as well. So this is the fun part, is getting to talk to all the interesting startups and hear about their technology.
Great, I'm glad to hear it. And as a manufacturer for some of the biggest car brands in the world, can you briefly explain how Stellantis intends to accelerate the push for electrification? What are its main driving factors behind this goal?
Yeah, so I mean, we look at it as really a group effort. So in part, it's a lot of internal focus, pushing towards obviously new technologies in batteries and powertrains, but it's also technology adoption. So looking at the external marketplace, and that's where I think particularly the Stellantis Ventures funds comes into play. How can we fund and identify really interesting startups that are doing innovative things and adopt that technology, support them, and let them kind of support our pathway towards carbon net zero, electrification, lightweighting, etc.
Great, and you just had your panel, the Startup Ecosystem and the Unicorn Journey. Interesting name, I have to say. Can you tell us a bit about what you discussed during that panel and the main takeaways from it, and maybe explain the title of that panel as well?
Yeah, so I mean, I'd say some of the key takeaways is that ecosystem's important. Having events like this is important, bringing people together, letting investors, corporates, partners, startups all come together and sort of network is a key facilitator for the overall kind of flywheel effect ecosystem that we're trying to create. On top of that, I think looking at different geographies and how we can view different geographies and expansion from a startup standpoint, but also from a corporate standpoint, I think is quite important. In Stellantis, we're a global company, a global OEM, and as part of this sort of dare forward process, which is really, how do we achieve carbon net zero? How do we go toward electrification? How do we make kind of freedom of mobility? Having panels like this to discuss with other OEMs, other startups, other partners in the ecosystem has just been completely, I think, wonderful, and more of it is needed. So.
Great, and can you tell me what your Move pledge is for this year?
Yeah, so Stellantis Ventures, we're a little over a year old, 300 million euro fund, and really our mission is to support the Stellantis Dare Forward 2030 initiative. And so our pledge is to keep supporting new startups in the sustainability space, always kind of making that a part and parcel of how we evaluate startups, even in other tech areas. But what does their sustainability look like, and how can their sustainability help Stellantis and overall help the planet? Because it's all about really making this a better place for our children and our offspring. I think that's most important. So.
Great, I'm glad to hear it. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of Move 2023.
Thank you so much. Wonderful to speak with you. Thank you.